Okay, welcome to the stream, everybody. We are just getting everything organized here quick. Um, and get rolling on things. So, uh, okay, welcome to the Bink or Bust 100K Bankroll Challenge, where we try to run 2,500 up to 100K. For those of you who have watched the previous stream, we are currently checking um, unless chat demands it, but we are focusing on just trying to play well, get our shit together, get back to NL 200. Bankroll's currently at about 7,600. I think we've had a pretty good week, but we have not checked um, since Sunday or Monday, whatever it was, when we had our last stream. So we're trying to stick to that and keep everything just about playing the game here. Getting back to it. Um, so yeah, we do have two tables up right now. For the stream, I think we're just gonna be playing NL50 today. Try to keep it to only six tables up. That should make it a little bit more manageable um, for people watching the stream. And go from there. Um, this guy's a big spaz, so we're going to be uh, a little more cautious with him, but we do expect him to just kind of spew off to us at a pretty high frequency, realistically. Um, so we'll see how all that goes. I think my delay. How long's the stream been up? So I've got about a 3 minute delay on, maybe a little bit less than that, but that should be fine, I think, for this. Uh, uh, okay. Pocket threes, we're going to raise. Welcome to the Bink or Bust 100K Bankroll Challenge, where we try to run 2,500 up to 100K. For those of you who have watched the previous stream, we are currently checking. All right, we're going to fold the queen four, just getting the stream going here. Should be all up and running now. And yeah, I'm going to call here with the threes. I don't expect Robert the Earl to come over the top or hash gray, which is going to give us like really good odds to call when we know we're going to have a third villain in, and we don't have to worry about uh, putting our money in and then getting shoved on or anything crazy like that. So I think it's fine. Generally, you do fold there probably more often, I think, um, than a lot of people think. When he goes this small into two of us, I'm going to peel one, um, and then we'll play turns. I think when he goes that small on this board, we're going to see a check a lot of the time here. And when he does blast, we'll just let it go. Definitely better hands to peel with as well, but don't mind a little bit loose. Okay, going here. So if you are new to the channel, we have basically been grinding for the last 141 days. We've done a lot of smaller bankroll challenges where we've ran $100 up to $100 up to 100K and that kind of stuff. Or sorry, $100 up to like 10,000. I think we did $100 up to 2,000, and then we did $100 up to 10K, and we did something up to 20,000. And now we've just kind of decided to go for the big one, where we're basically just going to try to run. Just want to make sure I have the right template up. We do. Okay. Where we're just going to try to basically um, go with this one. and basically run 2,500 up to 100K. That's the goal, and we're gonna start trying to like make these streaming sessions a little bit more exciting, I guess. Um, okay, what happened here? We raise, call, call, bet, call, call, call. Okay, just gonna check again. Hmm. In all honesty, it's pretty difficult to think. I think we just fold the queen jack here, multi-way. Um, I think when he limps and then just starts blasting like that, we're just too far behind. I don't think he's gonna do it with a spade on the turn there, or a flush draw. I think three ways that's gonna be like a seven or like a limp called like pocket kings or aces or something like that. Maybe ace queen suited. I don't know. I just don't think it's ever a bluff, realistically. So this guy limp called pre-flop, check raised flop. We're gonna peel one more. And then if he blasts river, I think we just let it go. I mean, he's a 71 VPIP, so it's realistically pretty hard to give him credit. Um, but check raised flop. Limp calls doesn't have like ace king, pocket kings, anything like that. Check raised flop. Barrels turn, barrels river. Flushes miss. It's hard when they're playing like this tight. Like the issue you run into in these lower stakes is that people don't run like big bluffs. But it's possible. The thing is, they also don't know that they're supposed to kind of give up with like flush draws and stuff more often than continue blasting here. I think most likely he's just gonna have like king three suited, king seven suited, pocket threes, pocket sevens, and then a bunch of rando like busted like flush draws or something that he's getting cute with. So we're getting kind of 2.5 to 1. It's definitely close. Having the spade of jack of spades isn't great. Um, I think it's probably pretty close to like equal EV, whether we call or fold there. Limp called six suitors, raise king six deuce. Is it king six deuce? King six three. Huh. I guess I fold that versus under the gun through it. Spade spade X. Barrel turn brick and river brick. A very strange line. But you will see that with these guys who are playing like 70 something VPIP. Like it's hard to fold there because he just has so many hands in his range. Um, and it's not very often you're going to see like aces and kings there. Um, so it's usually like nuts or a bluff, like a two pair type hand or a bluff there. Very rarely is he going to show up and have like king queen. They look like fishies, so we'll jump in here. Okay. Do, 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 do. So if you guys just joining the stream, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to send out some chats, questions where we're kind of going with poker, what kind of streams you guys are interested in. I know Doug Polk seems to be kind of up in the game there a little bit. He's been doing some pretty cool streams lately that really make it active, sort of watching for the stream, which is kind of neat. So I think once uh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch a couple of his, but he had some pretty cool ideas. So I'm gonna watch a few of those, and I think once we hit that first level of monetization where we can get the super like chats and stuff, um, we're gonna try to incorporate that. Where like I don't know, you buy a super chat and you get to control. what size I three bet to, for 10 hands or 5 minutes or something like that, or pick a hand that we're not allowed to play, or pick pick a couple hands we have to play with, or pick a hand that we have to go all in with pre-flop, or those kind of things uh, are kind of neat and kind of make the stream a little bit more interesting and not just kind of purely grinded out poker. Okay, we're gonna ISO here with the queens. We're definitely calling here with queen 10. Ace on both spots are not great. I don't think we want to turn our hand into a bluff here with the queen 10. Uh, Seems like both villains could be, a little bit fearful of the club. But I don't really know if they have an ace if we shove, if they fold often enough. So I think we can pretty comfortably just check down the queen is just going to be the best play. And he hasn't bet yet on this ace high board, so we're going to definitely value bet the queens. Would not be check folding or anything like that, but if we're blasting, we're not going to be ahead. Um, when we get called down or anything. So. Okay, fold five deuce. 20 big blind stack. If we were the big blind, I would just rip the deuces here. We're not, so we'll just ISO a little bit here and kind of keep rolling. Okay, fold, fold, fold. Okay, fold the 6-7 off, fold the 10-6, fold the 5-3. So against this villain, I think we just go small C bet on the king 5-8. He's just gonna play super straightforward. Fold the king 7 and the 4 deuce and the king deuce, and the 9 deuce. Fold 10-5 as well. Um, so yeah, we have not been playing that much. We've only probably put in 40,000 hands or something. We kind of slacked on the streams a little bit over the last like 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. We were doing really good for the first like 20 days or something like that. Then real life kind of just got in the way, and we selling our house, building a new house, building a few houses at work. So things are pretty crazy. Not to mention, I have 3 kids and a wife and all that good stuff. So things have been pretty crazy lately. So we haven't had a lot of time to kind of get on and grind, unfortunately. Um, and I think given how much equity we have, it's probably best just to rip it in here. The few times where he has a hand like um, I don't really know what he would have, but we can beat some hands. Bigger flush draws we're ahead of. Hands like Jack 10 or something like that. Uh, or like 10-3 diamonds. Perfect. We're way ahead. Diamonds are no good. He just needs a 10 or a 7. Yeah, we'll run it twice for you. Sixes versus the 9x 3 bet. Just fold to. Oh, come on, bro. I do need to check this 9x, 9 big blind 3 bet out in position. It's definitely something new, and it doesn't really give you odds to set mine. Um, just trying to figure out if there's something out there that I haven't seen about it. I think GTO does it at NL50 because of the rake sizing. Um, and I'm also wondering if it's partially an adjustment that some villains are making because I opened at 2.5 instead of 2 because people don't 3 bet enough. So you kind of just get more value when they just call and then fold flop. Um, so we're kind of trying to figure that out. The games are really good. This guy's pretty nitty, actually. 3 bet at all. 2% 3 bet. That's wild. And fold the jack 9 off. Fold the jack 8. Trying to figure out a way to make the streams a little bit more interesting for everybody. Okay, fold the six deuce. Fold the ace seven. If I do disappear, I will be back. Um, Sometimes I got a little guy and he wakes up and we got to dip off the stream for a little bit. But generally speaking, we should be fine. Pretty much only worried about DC. So once he folds, we pretty much expect everybody else to tag along. It's close with jacks here um, against this guy because he's such a nitty three better, and when he three bets against under the gun, um, it's just fold or four bet. Folding there does not make you a nit. Just keep that in mind. It makes you adapting to certain villains, and that particular villain is relatively tight with his three bets, even against somebody who is, you know, pretty nitty. Okay, we'll bump that up. And bump that up. We usually go 2.8 from the button. The 2.5 is a bit of a misclick. I think we'll just check back the ace here. Definitely bet sometimes, definitely check sometimes. Pretty happy with our tables, so I'm just going to delete this one. We don't need to open it. We are going to value bet now. And we're going to go even bigger here. Fold here. He is not folding a flush, a 10 jack, 5 6, a queen jack, a queen king, a queen 10. He is going to call all those hands. So the only hands he's really going to fold are like 8x a lot of the time and 7x. And we do block him from having 8x. So, it's a little bit more likely he could have a 7 there or like a flush draw or a straight draw. We also have a queen. We called a pretty big c bet, so he can definitely have queen x there a lot too. Maybe I should add some tags or something here. Just help maybe boost this stream a little bit. Should not be any age restrictions. Oh, tags. Here we go. Okay. Fold here, fold 6-3. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna be distracted for a minute while I update this. Okay. Poker stream. Bankroll challenge. And all 50. No, 50. And we're just gonna fold the 9 deuce. We do raise the ace 9 and we fold 6 deuce. Okay, outside of that, should be good to go here now. Oops. And save. Gonna fold these 4, and we're just gonna fold the ace 9 to a 3 bet. And we will 3 bet the jacks here. What is going on with this thing? Driving me nuts. Sorry, my second monitor power like flashed here earlier, and it blew up my monitor. So now I'm working with like my tiny little laptop one until I get another one. So that's a bit frustrating. Won't lie about that. All right, we're good to go now. All right, now we're gonna value bet the jacks. We're gonna squeeze the aces. Fold 6-5. He does check back call flop. He's gonna have a lot of tens in his range. I think villains get a little too bet happy when he has a queen here. Um, I think we just block bet again. I don't think like villains aren't gonna bluff raises enough here when we block bet. Um, Specifically not like this guy who's not a regular. Jack nine suited can three bet or fold here. That's fine. Definitely defend the queen 10. We do end up taking it down, so that's all good. He could easily call like ace king or something like that as well. Ace X, that kind of stuff. We do defend the queen 10. That's a very good turn card. We'll pretty much not be folding. No, we're not going to be folding to anything really, except like 3x pot or something. Could maybe find a fold then. Okay. He goes three-quarters pot. Second nut flush draw. Um, Gut shot straight draw. Not the best hand here some portion of the time. Uh, so definitely call twice. And I don't expect him. It's tough if he bets again here because the odds of him triple barreling just an ace are pretty low. Uh, yeah. So let's just run this through. He raises, we call. So could have aces, queens, sevens, jacks, turn the jacks, king 10. Those are all in his range. But I don't really have, I can easily have a flush here and we block him from having good portion of the available flushes, right? So it's like he's never doing this with ace king because he loses to ace queen, he loses to ace jack. We don't have aces, queens, jacks. Um, is really, I guess he does have like eight, nine clubs. This is actually really close. I think I'm probably gonna fold this time just because I don't know enough about villain. Um, but you could definitely argue that that should be a hero call because he's never doing it with an ace. He could, you probably like. I don't know if he overbets queen, even queens and jacks here, because I definitely have some flushes, especially when the ace of clubs is out there. I'm gonna have like the lower flushes that are just like calling pre and check calling flop and stuff. So that's gonna slow him down a lot. So like when he overbets there, he's really saying he has like king X of clubs, which is possible for sure. Yeah, I know. I just don't know if he's willing. Like, I think we call there more often if we know villain's willing to call it, like willing to bluff with the king of clubs there. I, I'm not, say I'm not confident that he would do that. 7-4 suited. I'm just gonna three bet here. Donald Key, pretty nitty. We'll just let the king jack off go. Okay, fold the 8 deuce. Call the king 9, fold 10 six, fold 5-3, check 5-3, whatever. Fold the queen 5. Okay, fold the 10-9. I'll just let the king 9 off go. And we'll fold the queen 10. And the king 6. We'll let that go now. Definitely an ISO the 10s. And the jack 9, we'll let that go. Fold the 9-4 suit. Kind of feel like I should have called there, to be honest. I think it's fine just to let it go. Uh, but with the queen of clubs, excuse me. I'm just gonna fold 10s here. The half pot lead out. I don't want to call a shove. I think on his stack, if he bets there, he's just shoving like all turns. So I'd rather just let that go. Ace three suited. We can three bet, or sorry, we can four bet this, or we can call. I think we'll just call this time. Okay, and we'll go for a check raise a lot of the time with ace four here. Got call some portion of the time. He checks to us. So we're just gonna probe here with a small bet, and we're gonna check call with the ace four. Again, check call, check raise, both options fine. Jimmy Howlett goes for the check raise, which is always interesting. Oh, we're just getting blasted on all over. I'm going to fold here at the ace three. Going to call with the 8-6 suited. Can also raise that as well. The ace four here, this just seems a little bit suspect to me. So no three bet pre, so he definitely doesn't have like tens plus. Why would he ever just like 2x jam an eight here? Doesn't make any sense in my opinion. Mind you, he's a fish, so it is hard to read into this. And calling off 40 bigs, when he's shoving 2x pot, could potentially be stupid. But I'm just going to go with my gut here and call. He did have a nine. Wow, that's okay. He had like the board pretty crushed to like 2x shove that. With the back doors, you have to call half pot here. Oh, what a spike on the river. It's hilarious. Chop it up. Wait, did we chop that up? We did chop that up. Yeah, we chopped that up. I was gonna say, did I miss some? Hold the eights five. Okay, Jolly Ollie looks to be three betting a decent amount. So we're gonna have to start calling a bit of a wider range here. Go 7.7. Backdoors, got shot. We're gonna call here. Let's get turn card. He checks to us. I think. Well, we have two options here. You can either bluff, or we can check and try to realize our equity. I think I like checking to realize here a little bit better. What happened here? Queen 10 7. We just go small. Um, I think we check. Tough call. Once he checks there on the turn, I think it's he's gonna call a lot on the river. I almost shoved river, so I'm not sure if I like that or not. Once this guy three bets on 40 bigs and he goes that big, we just jam. I don't think he's ever folding here. If he does, that's just crazy. He is gonna fold. That's wild. 25% of your stack in pre fold. So don't do that. Like if you're gonna three bet fold, you have to go smaller than that. You can't put in like 25, 30% of your stack and then fold. Okay, and we know he's just gonna play straight forward, so we're just gonna bet. And if he calls, I'm just gonna shut down. I'm not gonna try to bluff him off anything. Now we hit the queen. Now I'll just look to check and then call a small bet, fold to like a big pot size bet or something. Still can't believe he folded that. That's crazy. Should have just called maybe. Yes. If we knew he had a folding range, I would just call there and let him jam flops. But when you're playing like 30 big stacks or 20 something big stacks, whatever it was at the time there, you don't need too many bluffs in your range for people to call you off. It's just gonna be a hand equity thing. Um, yeah, fold the queen five, fold the three deuce, fold the 6-3 as well. Okay, fold the king deuce. 10-4 suited, we'll let go. Playing a little bit tighter, but wow, attempt to steal 9%. What's going on here? Somebody must be like limping it a lot. Okay, flop top pair. Like King Jack, Ace Jack, we do a lot more betting. Jack 10, we do a lot more. Like this guy's like spewing three bets, I think, against us. And we're gonna value bet the Jack 10 against like decent players. We do a lot more. Who's that? We do a lot more just like calling here, and money's just going in here when he goes full pot. If we run into fours or sixes, so be it. Um, yeah, that's like the fucking fifth set we ran into today. It's driving me nuts. But again, this is just another point where nobody bluffs. Like at these stakes, nobody check raise like bluffs. Very rarely, which kind of makes, you know what I mean? It is individually spots. Like you can kind of just tell almost. Jack or 10? No, wouldn't even run it twice. What a guy. You can almost just like you can kind of get the feeling when it's a bit of a bluff, but I mean, it's so rare that like we have top two pair here, and my initial instinct is just to fold when we get check raised there because of how tight people play to the point like they are never check raising ace jack for value like these stakes. It's very rare. Um, so it becomes pretty difficult to call anything. But that's okay. We'll move on from that hand. Fold the ace seven. It does just get frustrating when you play or you feel like you play pretty well, and then you kind of just constantly get coolered out of your winnings, I guess you'd call them. All right, we gotta find some more tables here. 36%. Sure. Jump in here. I'm just gonna fold here. We'll leave this table. Raise here, fold here. So Jimmy Howlett, not sure if he's super nitty or super three bet happy. Okay, we do defend the fives. We will call on this board at least one time against a small C bet. We're ahead of all the face cards that he three bets. We are losing to like jacks, queens, kings, aces. We have tons of like pocket nines, pocket eights, pocket tens. Uh, so it does get more suspicious when they do keep blasting in the spots. Um, our hand's not going to call though, unfortunately. But it does get more and more suspicious when they're like blasting off on 8, 9, 10, because really like kings, queens, aces, like you're not in very good shape when I start pulling down a bunch. It looks like these two are trying to attack my opens a little bit. We're getting three bet quite often when I raise. Uh, and fold king nine, and then just try to find some decent tables. Just check it out. I don't mind leaving this upper left table. There's not really any like super fish at the table. Like there's like a nitty tight shitty reg. There's like a bad reg. These hash ray and jolly ollies are kind of like the in-betweeners. Henny, I don't know. So he's probably a bit fishy, but his stats aren't like horrendous. So he's not doing anything like too crazy. And really if you're playing like six tables, kind of like this, you do need to be actually, the tables all over kind of suck here. You do need to be playing good tables to keep your win rate up. If you're just going to play reg tables where you have like a low per BBs per 100, you're almost better off just playing kind of grinding out more tables in like a standard sort of form. It's such a small three bet with ace eight. I'm just going to fold. It's four better shove there basically against its stack size. This is probably a pretty decent table here. And we'll jump on the wait list for there. Fold the three deuce. This is probably our worst table, so I'll let this one go. Pull another one up. It's not so much that you want to be like bum hunting people, right? You're not like chasing a guy. But leaving like reg fill tables at NL50 is fine, right? The rake is through the roof. Um, you need to have a high win rate to kind of get through it. Obviously, like the GG poker in Ontario has an amazing rake back. You can actually get up to like 60% rake back, which is, relatively unheard of. Or sorry, 70% rake back you can get up to, um, plus leaderboard. So you can almost, I mean, if you play a full day and you have 70% rake back and you're playing a full like 8 hour day, we're gonna four bet here. Um, then you're gonna be paying almost zero rake in the end. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna capture such a heavy leaderboard amount. Not like if you're playing at a 100, you're gonna be still be paying rake even if you're winning the leaderboard. Um, but if you're playing like NL50, NL25 for 8 hours and playing like the happy hour, and you can definitely get to a point where you're like paying no rake at all. Okay, ace is a good card. We're gonna check to him again. If he bets, we will call. If he checks, we'll probably just bet small on river, or like half pot or something. 66 isn't bad. We can still get calls from like queen king or something. Do, 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 do. Okay, and we'll defend the queen jack and three bet there too. Fine with calling too. Misclick there. The 3.5, we're gonna three bet it. The king 10, we're gonna raise it. I am gonna bet here, fold here, I'm gonna fold here, and temporarily I'll look for the best table. Okay, is this guy just three betting me every time and I'm folding to him, or what's going on here? I think that's what's happening. So we're just gonna have to start jamming back in his face. Um, okay, checks. We're gonna value bet now. All right, ace is good. We see bet floppy calls. We're gonna check back on the ace. Um, lets him bluff and gives us a better shot of going bet check back for value when he has like pocket tens or something. And if he shoves, he's just gonna have a king. What's going on here? All right, this is a good table now. We're gonna check here, raise the ace king. We'll let this table go. And I'm gonna fold here. I think I'll let this table go as well. Yeah. I think we value bet the ace now once it checks all the way around twice. Go half pot here on the 10-3-5. Fold the five deuce. What is going on here? Well, we have to call the 2.3, obviously, at this point. Bunch of aces. I imagine Captain Hee Haw. Wow, ace queen. That is wild. Okay, we'll defend the jack nine. All right, Sheepy's up here in the top left. Super spewy by the sounds of it. This is a decent-ish table. I think we'll get. Oh, I guess I just joined this one, eh? Okay, so we check raises on this hand. I'm gonna float it and then see what he does. Fold king 10. It blasts. Let that go. I'm tempted to leave this table here in the top left. just because we're so far away from the fish. All right. We'll go with these 6 tables and we'll see how that plays out. And definitely see betting this board. It's not going to have um, any really strong hands too often. You can have some like Queen X, some 9X, some King X, but most of the time he's just going to call fold. Okay, fold the 9-6 off. And the 9-7 suited, we're going to bump up. We got another table here. It doesn't look like anything special, so we'll just keep what we have. And we're going to ISO the ace-10. So he limp calls, gave spike an ace on the turn. We're going to check call, give him a chance to bluff the ace. He did not, so we will bet for him. And we're going to overbet here with the ace-10 and the gut shot. He's just going to have a hard time having any kind of really strong hand there. His best hand's probably pocket fives most of the time. He can have some like weak queens or weak jacks and stuff uh, that are just going to fold to like an overbet, bet, shove line way too often. So we can really attack his weak range there. And then the times we run into pocket fives or whatever. Um, and if he ends up like calling down something crazy, then we just kind of move on. Okay. Okay, we'll fold the 6-3, defend the king 10. So yeah, hopefully, if you guys, I see there's some people watching, make sure you guys do hit that sub if you are not subscribed already. Um, Jack 10, we're gonna raise. Hit that like button, subscribe button, leave some comments, check out some other videos. Um, Tables are dying a little bit. It's a weird balance here in trying to find new tables because for whatever reason, a couple of the streams have been shut down when I had the lobby open for like too long of a time. So I'm trying to be cautious of that right now. Checks twice. I'm just gonna rip it here at the ace-4. I think we get some calls from like a weird like diamond hand, like single diamond, jack X diamond, that kind of thing. Maybe in pocket fives, pocket sixes with a diamond. I just think we're always ahead, so I'd like to give him a chance to spew those last 13, 14 bigs off to us before somebody else kind of snatches them up. PSGO with the cold 4 bet, eh? Interesting. Just gonna get the right out of his way with that. 4% 3 bet, that's the nizzles. Okay, on this board, we're just blasting. If we ever bet these boards, we go big. Um, almost always. Whether we have ace king with a diamond, ace seven, king seven suited, flush draws, pocket sixes, pocket fives, pocket eights, 6-7, 5-7, 8-7, stuff like that. We're just betting big. And with no 3 bet here out of the small blind, I don't expect him to have like sevens plus uh, pretty much ever. So we're just gonna have the best hand here at 10 at a time. And he's going to call a whole bunch of overcards, so we want to bet there for value. The queen 8 off, I'm just going to get out of the way, I think, against an under the gun open. It sounds like it's raining. Fold to 10-3, 7-5 also. We'll just get out of the way. Do raise the ace queen up. I've actually been thinking about trying out coin poker. I've heard good things. I did want to play some tournaments tonight as well, but it ran a little bit later than I sort of thought it would. Um, Let me see this here. Yeah, I don't expect him to go crazy here and cold four bet very often unless he has a really strong hand. Uh, so I'm pretty comfortable just like set mining our threes here. We do spike threes. And against this guy again, we're just obviously shipping here with the gut shot, the overcard, the flush draw, that good stuff. Tons of outs. Checks around. I guess we can stab at it. If nobody's going to bet the flop, we're going to have to bet here. And we just brick hard here. 10, we'll just check back. Wow, no action. Haven't been getting, we've been hitting a few sets, but we haven't been getting much action today, so it's been a day where I don't really know where I feel like we are. I feel like we've gotten coolered a lot, but I feel also like we're winning a lot of the small pots. Um, I don't think he ever bluffs here. He's just marked as a nit, so we'll let that go. We do call the Jack 10. Do, do, do. And I think we will call at least one more time against him. This board we do see bet a lot, so we're gonna bet here. Yeah, take it down. Perfect. Okay, see bet small. He calls. That's great. This hand is definitely not a triple barrel hand. It's either a bet turn, um, and check back rivers. Although his stack size, we could probably go for three. Uh, he never really has aces, kings, queens, like ace queen, maybe queen jack, maybe queen king some portion of the time. Maybe some sort of backdoor spades. Um, Queen 10 off, but cut off. I think that's pretty cuspy. I think Queen 10 actually is a three bet there. I think like 9, 10 off is a fold. We definitely call half pot. Nice. That's fine. It's not much we can do about that. It's just a cooler. Given his hand and stack size and everything else, there's not a whole lot we can do there. We're definitely down this session because we lost that really big hand with top two pair versus a set. Uh, lost a few other hands, a few small pots here and there. Um, and we're just going to actually I'm just gonna rip it. That I think is fine. Little bit questionable given what his range is like, but when we block aces and kings, we're fine just getting it in. We are free rolling and we're chopping it up. Nice. Nice. So I've also kind of been considering flipping out of doing cash streams. They don't seem to get the uh, retention unless you're relatively known or you're playing really big stakes, that uh, you get with tournaments. K calls. We're gonna bet again, and I think we luck boxed river, but we are jamming here. It's pretty much the play no matter what was to jam river. He like it just puts him in terrible spots on that board even when he has like pocket aces, right? He's just in a terrible, terrible spot. So pretty happy to blast off there. Now this is going to seem tight when I fold the queen nine here, but with no back doors and this particular villain blasting into two of us, um, we can be pretty confident he's just at worst probably has like ace queen, king queen. Um, I don't expect him to show up with King 10 like often enough here. Uh, exactly. So we just like this guy has a nutted hand when he's barreling. It's always value. Uh, and he beats our value. So even if he was just betting into both of us, I'd probably call one more street, uh, potentially. But when he's blasting into three villains, it's you have to get out of the way there. But yeah, so anyways, this table kind of sucks. So I think I'm just gonna dip on it. Missed it by should have dipped before my big blind, but we'll save the small blind. And tables are actually like terrible right now. Like for NL50. All right. And we're just not doing a lot of double barrel calling. Uh, because villains aren't double barreling enough. And we're gonna check fold the 9-3 off in the big blind. Better make sure I just didn't hit something. No, looks like we're okay. What's that here? Okay, 10-3 fold, 9-8 fold, king 3 off fold. All right, okay. Danny Boy's a big whale, so that's good. He is at the worst tip position, kind of, between here and here for us, but that's okay. When they're playing every hand, you still have a pretty good shot of getting some of their money. Fold the 9-5, fold the ace-8 off. We're gonna 3-bet the king jack, fold 3-10. Snap calls. We are double barreling on the jack. It's just a bad card for, his theoretical range. Once he calls again, though, he just has like a king or pocket tens or something that he doesn't want to fold, or he just calls down with ace 10. I guess that makes enough sense with the back door and the overcard. So it's probably fine. And then you pick up the clubs on the turn. You can call here some portion of the time, like in position. I probably call the king three suited with the back door, the one overcard to middle pair, and then a gut shot or backdoor straight dresser. Oh, excuse me. Okay, fold the ace four off, and we do raise the ace four suited. Folding, raising, queen jack off's fine under the gun. It's close enough. Better when you have like weak players at your table because it's just going to get through kind of more often. I think we have to call here. Not a huge fan of it, but I think we probably just exploitatively fold to this guy realistically. He's just not three betting that often. I just don't have anything. I'll let that one go. Don't like to fold to him there, but fold 7-3. Okay, fold 7-3 off again. If Jolly Ollie folds, we're just gonna shove. Fold to 9-6. Fold to Queen 8. Jack 10 suited, we'll bump it up. Yeah, with a bet and a call. We'll just let the jack go, I think. Call the ace 10, calling a C bet. He checks. We'll just check back the ace. I don't think there's any need to bet here. And we'll definitely call the ace jack suited. Pretty good flop for our range. I think we can value bet the ace 10 now. And we can also start bluffing. Like we can bet and try to get him to fold like a four, pocket fives, that kind of stuff. This guy loves to like check shove. So it's really bad here if he check raises us. So I think we check because we just have the best hand a lot. We're not really going to get any value by betting. And we're not going to get any like worse hands to fold. And if we do get blasted on, we are like losing a ton of equity here. Like we just turned the three, so we have an easy call here. No need to raise when he goes this big on the turn after checking flop. It does look a little bit more like he was potentially getting trappy. Um, so we just want to call. And the jack is going to be like pretty good for our range. So if he blasts into us, it's going to be pretty suspicious. He does check. Um, the next kind of decision has to be, is it worth bluffing here to get him to fold aces and kings? Um, for the times he has like a queen X that we blast into. I think it's probably close. I think we just have the best hand here a lot. Um, and I think we have to probably shove to try to get him to fold like aces and kings. So I think probably checking's best play. I I think it's hard for us to represent like pocket queens, jack queen, like that kind of stuff. And there's just four cards to a straight, so it's hard to get called by much worse. Like you only really beat Jack King. Like that exact hand he has, excuse me, is actually probably the only hand we can get called by potentially that beats us. And I bet you King Jack check shoves there a lot in GTO land. Um, just because they kind of block King Queen, and we don't really have King Queen like ever in that spot. And then we obviously are going to be value betting like pocket. Sorry, what hand was this? We're going to be value betting, pocket eights, pocket tens, pocket nines, pocket threes. Mind you, there's a good chance they raise turn, but they don't always raise turn. They call and then shove like a lot of brick rivers. They'll just shove on. Excuse me. But yeah, that guy is pretty aggressive. Um, so I'd like to check back with flop. I'm happy with that. Okay, we will raise the ace six suited, fold the 10 deuce off, fold the ace seven, check the nines. I'll check and then we'll go bet. It's actually surprising how much you check the ace in three bet pots. And then if he raises us here on the turn ever, we just like fold most of the time. So it kind of gets to the point where it's like, what are you really, um, like, what are you really gonna bluff there? It's like pretty much nothing, right? Especially these villains aren't like hunting for bluffs to like balance out their range, right? They just aren't. So if they are bluffing, it's gonna be like flush draw. or a straight draw, or like a backdoor flush draw with a gut shot and an overcard or something like that. Like there's never like a bluff with just bottom pair or like just a random bluff with a couple blockers kind of thing. Um, it just doesn't happen. I'm gonna call here. We're 150 bigs deep. I think it's definitely worth a call when he goes 3.5, and we're in position. Pretty good flop. Queen Jack Jack checks to us. We don't have like a monster hand or anything. I think we check here. I think there's lots of value still to be had if he has like an underpair. And I think it's easier for him to call on future streets than it is now. So I kind of like checking back, control the pot a bit, and then go for that value on turn and river, um, where we've shown sort of that we have a potential weaker range or second pair type hand, where maybe we uh, start to get some hero calls from like third pair, second pair, ace high kind of stuff. Given he called from the small blind, this is actually probably a pretty good board for him. Um, this is interesting. 455. Probably just has an eight most of the time. I just wonder if we ever only click it back. I'm just gonna click it back. Two pair? Yeah, eight, nine. Okay. That's fine. But now like you know what I mean, called eight, nine off. But that's not a thing. Fold. But anyways, it's tempting to not like to shove there, but I think sometimes it's better just to like click it back and try to get the value out of two pair sets, that kind of stuff, versus just blasting them. Now, if we had, it's different, right? Like if we had, let me just pull this up here. If we had Jack eight, then we're just shoving all day because he's never folding an eight. So when we have the eight beat, we want to blast and like take all that value from the eight. And then sometimes they still call two pair sets, right? When we don't beat the eight, we want to really target and give him really good pot odds with like sets and two pairs to just kind of call down. And then and then throw in a few bluffs there that jam against good villains. Against like everybody at NL50 and NL100, you don't need to be that balanced. So again, this guy loves the check shove. I think with the ace, the back doors, and the gut shot, I think checking is probably best on this board type. And then we can just play turns. Nine's not a terrible one. We definitely have nines in our range. And when he checks again, I'm actually starting to feel pretty good. Um, Feeling pretty good about my ace high. Uh, so I think we're going to check back one more time, and then we can decide rivers. If he blasts, he can probably push us off the ace. This time we're going to bet the ace with the ace queen. Ace queen four bets. So now we want to bet here and target like ace 10, ace jack on a dry board like this, where we're just going to go half pot, and this like shove the river. And here we're going to happily show down the ace seven and win. Okay, king's good. It just makes it way less likely that he has ace king. So we'll just happily jam it in a three bet pot with ace queen, and hope he just calls down ace jack. Ace two, three, four, five, and we're gonna attack here and try to get him to fold. Does not. It would be pretty difficult to get him to fold there, for sure. But it's worth a shot. When we're just chopping, like, we are just chopping. He might just let it go and decide it's not worth it. So, we'll try. The king nine on this board will check. We are going to be squeezing with the ace five suited. And we're going to check raise the queen three. Just gonna go. I think we just go small against this villain, and I will fold here. Villain calls. Tough spot. Check raise and he calls. That's interesting. So, I'm gonna blast again here with the queen three. I am gonna. There we go. I am gonna check the ace five. I think. I think the fact that he called pre and then called the three bet and then called the queen X. Uh, oh man, I wish I had some sort of club blocker to jam here on the river with, but I think without them we probably have to lose all of these hands. Oh, for God's sakes. This fucking timer is driving me nuts. Yeah, so he had like queen 10 or pocket tens or something. Probably queen 10 most of the time. I am calling here with the queens. It is what it is. And we are definitely calling the ace king against Danny, who just has a massive range. Yeah, I don't know if we can fold and get him to fold there or not. We will fold the queens. Fold the ace four, three. Okay, so let's just time bank this shit here for a second. We three bet, he calls. We check flop, he bets. We check flop again, he bets again. Guess we'll let the ace king go. Fold the ace eight. Not happy with those last few hands. Yeah, I think this is poorly played. I think we either give up turn or just go for it. Um, check raise is probably better when we have the queen of clubs over having the queen of diamonds because we can then bet turn and then shove river because we're blocking like ace queen clubs, queen jack clubs, queen 10 clubs, stuff like that. He can no longer have those flushes, so it makes a big difference. And with two overcards and backdoors, we are going to blast here. We're going to blast big. We are going to three bet these sixes, fold the jack deuce, and I'm going to check on the queen. Okay, we do hit the king. That's interesting. I think I'm going to check now. Definitely calling here with the queen. Wow. Well, that feels bluffy, but it also feels like he wants to shove river. I think I think if this is a bluff, it's well played. I think we're just going to give up though. Until he shows us a bluff, I'm just not really going to believe that he's capable of bluffing enough. And we do have to call down here after checking flop with queen jack. But yeah, you're just always losing. Like this is the issue with calling down once you check is that villains will stab flop and then they'll give up. When they continue betting on the turn, um, it's generally going to be value. And we do just jam here, and we're gonna chop it with like ace queen now. Yep, so annoying, man. Blatantly obvious, but what do you do? Drives me nuts. But anyways, it's fine. It's kind of been um, one of those days, really. Okay, three bet the ace jack. Yeah, so I feel like we're definitely going to be down today. We're struggling to not necessarily struggling to make hands, but we're struggling to get value with those hands, hold with those hands, you know what I mean, and kind of really get anything going. So we'll see how everything pans out. So he does check, so he checks back flop. I'm going to bluff shove river with the ace, because it looks super bluffy, and I don't think he's going to think we do that with ace high often enough. And sometimes we'll just get hero called. Okay, he doesn't c bet here. We will c bet for him. He just check folds it. Okay. Fold the threes, fold the 10-5. Actually, we need to be opening any two cards into this guy. He's not three betting enough or raising enough in any position. Um, so just by like just open raising alone is going to be profitable against him. In position, this is actually a little bit big. We definitely don't need to go that big. Just go like 10 here. And we'll check the ace queen. Increased, get more views on the stream. I think it just really seems like tournaments are the only way to do it. Because they kind of create the tournaments or like stuff like Polk was doing there, but he has like big following. It's going to be easier for him, obviously, to like people just want to see him. Whereas tournaments, people will chime in just to kind of watch you going deep in a tournament or running deep in a tournament just to kind of go along for the ride. Cash games are different. I think if it's heads up, I think people would be really interested in like heads up tournaments and stuff. Um, but just like six max cash games, that kind of stuff, it's a little bit more difficult, I think, to contain, hold, whatever you want to call it, that like interest from people. Um, until you're playing like unless you're playing them or you're playing super high stakes, like people will definitely join in to watch that. Uh, so obviously we're not folding here, bottom left. Doesn't three bet pre. He's not going to have like eights plus. So there's a little bit of worry for like pocket threes, pocket fives, pocket sixes, but not a ton. And then we just have really good equity against pretty much anything else in his hand, including being ahead with a bunch of like against when we're up against like worse flush draws and stuff. Fold the six deuce, fold the jack three. Um, I guess we do a lot of checking here. I think check calling the open ender with two overs is fine. Um, an eight is better than a seven, of course. All right, well, two pairs on the board now. We're kind of just done with the hand. We'll let that go. We do block 6-7, and like the two sixes block them from having like 5-6, obviously. So it's probably a good spot to like have gone for a check raise there, at least some portion of the time. Fold the ace four. And then 10-9 suited, we just bump up. Ace 9 offsuit here. He's just pretty nitty. I think folding there, honestly, is probably fine. Three betting might be three better fold here, realistically. We will defend the 10-9 suited against that three bet. Pretty good flop for us. Second pair, gut shot, backdoor. If he has a hand like ace king, ace jack, we're ahead. Pocket like seven, sixes, we're ahead. Ace four, ace five, all those types of hands, we're just ahead. Uh, and we're definitely calling down here. And we're definitely going to call down when the eight hits. Unless he goes like full pot. Then he's just going to be value betting the eight. Half pot does feel a bit like a value bet. I think we still have to call down with the five, with the queen five. At times he has like 4-5, 5-6, 6-7. All right, this is interesting. That's flop. Last turn, half pot. On the floor. Wonder if we're just better off shoving here. I think we're just gonna fold though. Again, oh, that sucks. I don't. Well, it's close with how much equity we potentially have. Obviously, any diamond we're not folding on. so it's probably a good spot to like have gone for a check raise there. At least some. Fold to 6-5, fold the king 8. Okay, we're gonna fold the ace 6 and the 8-6 offsuit. Fold the ace 4. And then 10-9 suited, we just bump up. Ace 9 off. Okay, raise the jacks. He's just pretty nitty. And we raise Queen Jack suited. Um, Let me know. I should probably have some music playing. I usually do, but the stream's always like seemed laggy lately. So I did pull the music out, but maybe that just leaves a little bit too much of like awkward silence in here. Um, but it's hard to say. Probably should get some music back going. I wonder if maybe I just let this music play. How's that do? Let's see this. Yeah, that gives a little bit of the background. Nothing too crazy. All right, let's go with that. And we're gonna raise the ace queen. Hold 7-4. I think I'm shrinking. I am shrinking. I need a new computer chair too. Jeez Louise. The whole system's falling apart here. And we're gonna value bet here again. Fold queen 9. So he just calls out of the big blind. Against my undergun open, like yeah, you do call like tens, jacks, queens some portions of the time and stuff. Which I think they're almost jacks are almost a pure call. Tens are definitely, I think, a pure call. And we are going to 3-bet the 7-8 suited. Fold the 10-6 and the 7-5. Fold the king 8. We'll defend the ace 5. Offsuit, 3-bet it, defend it. Both are fine. He checks on the deuce 8-8. We're going to bet. Definitely going to bet here with the back door and the open ender. Kind of deep, 130 something bigs deep to start, so it's a pretty good start for us. And we're gonna blast again on the ace. Um, if he shoves here, it kind of sucks, but we do fold. I think betting is best though because we're gonna bet. We're gonna have a lot of aces. Like we're gonna have all ace 4, ace 6, ace 9 suited. We're gonna have ace king, ace queen, like ace queen spades, ace queen diamonds, ace king spades, ace king diamonds, like that kind of stuff. So it's going to start to put him in a gross spot when he has like pocket 10, pocket jacks, which is a good portion of his range, I think. Just see what he does here. If he shoves, we fold. If he shoves, he just has like pocket 9s, pocket 6s, pocket 4s. Probably like 100% of the time, realistically, from a recreational. Maybe like ace 6, ace 9, ace 3 suited or something, if he's not willing to fold those. We're going to check back the 9s here. I think we just look for showdown. We do block king 9, so I imagine we're supposed to bluff this some portion of the time, but I'm pretty happy to just show down my 9s. And yeah, you just expect to win against like 6, 7, 7, 8, or lose to like 10x um, at a relatively equal frequency, I would imagine. 10's probably bet river more often though than the rest of them. Check the ace 9. Easy fold here, easy call before the 4-bet. We do defend the ace 9 here. And I think we're going to bet here with the king queen suited. I'm going to call again against with Captain Hee Haw here. He just has too wide of a range. And he raises us. We're going to fold here with obviously the king high flush, which is calling. We do pick up a gut shot. It's a good card. The Jack of Spades is going to be the best card in the deck for us. Uh, so once he check raises, I think our pretty much only play is to check back here. I don't think there's any value in betting. I don't think he's going to fold often enough. Fold 7-3. He's got no diamonds, so we're just dodging the 5 or the 2. He obviously has more equity than we would like for him to have. Uh, we are folding here at the king team though. It's fine against like this type of villain who does get pretty aggro. Um, more or less looking to hit a hand. We have this much equity. We don't want to kind of let him blast his way into victory uh, or check shoving on us when we just have so much equity. Can't really call. And we've been check raised, so it's tough. There's also the argument that like a lot of the villains at these stakes, most of them do not check raise enough, but a lot of them that do start to check raise like a little bit do not continue enough on the turn with their bluffs and their air. So when they do like check raise, check turn, you can maybe make an argument that when you have sort of those weaker draws, that it's better to be blasting them. All right, we're gonna blast on this ace though, even with the flush draw. Can't do anything but represent the ace when it's a limped pot. We've raised ISO raised, and they've come along. We fold the 9-5, the 5-3, the 8-3, the pocket fives. So, but yeah, we are working towards the 100K bankroll. Bankroll is around 7,600. So realistically, we can get back to playing NL 100 and NL 200 pretty much whenever we want. Um, but because we've kind of been in and out of the grind, I'm kind of just playing a lower variance, lower stake grind right now. But I think I pretty much plan to turn that around soon enough and kind of get back to just what we were doing before, which was 40 big blinds and moving up to the next stake. And realistically, 8K is that for NL 200. It's a bit more of a jump. So part of me thinks maybe we'll give ourselves a little bit more room. But the other part of me thinks like, the whole point of this challenge is to get to 100K. We're going to need some good run good to do it. Um, we were supposed to do it in 6 to 8 months. So we're almost halfway through and we are definitely not on track right now. So we're going to try to turn that around here. But for now, we do need to just sort of make sure we're confident enough moving up and not going to be playing poorly when we do move up. Six five suited, 3-bet call, whichever's fine. Okay, the 6-5 suited. He goes half pot. Not really anything out there. We don't block anything out there, so we can pretty comfortably just let that go. The ace king off will raise. I imagine we're probably actually getting kind of back to even-ish. These two stacks equal out that set. That's a good flop, honestly. It's a pretty good flop. We're just going to actually go big here. We want to attack when he has like king jack, queen jack, ace jack, ace queen, pocket tens, pocket jacks, pocket queens. Those are the hands we want to be targeting here. So we want to be betting a size. Is that going to put us at 50, 60, 70, 83? I don't need to go quite that big, but we'll go 23 here. We don't want to go huge. We want to keep, like we say, we want to keep everything in that we're destroying. Obviously, we're not folding to anything. If the board pairs, we're going all in. And we're just going to hope he doesn't have the set. He does call again. So I think we're going to think for a minute, but not too long. And then we will jam it in. We're just hoping he has a strong enough hand to call, is where we're at. Fuck's sakes. Can we win a hand? Oh man, it's getting frustrating. Doesn't four bet, but still has ace king, and we still chop the whole goddamn pot. So that's getting annoying. Not gonna lie. All right, this guy needs the net tag. Man, how do you not fucking? How do you have ace king there to the point where we managed to chop it? You know, and not four bet on 100 big blinds. How many chops has that been? I don't know. Been chopping a lot with our monsters. Um, I think I'm probably going to take a break here in a minute. Won't be a long one. Um, unless somebody wakes up kind of in the process of me taking this break, but then it will be a little bit longer, but don't really plan for it to be very long. If you guys are just checking out the stream, make sure you do hit that like button. Um, really helps kind of promote it. Feel free to leave some comments. Videos you want to see. I'd like to get back into making videos again. We're doing shorts a little bit more lately, and the live streams have been, relatively consistent. Um, but I'd like to get oh, that was a misclick here with the ace eight suited, everybody. Not a bad flop for it though. We're going to be beating all the deuces to sevens. Okay, I'm going to go small here. I think if Epididymis had a king, he bets. As the crow flies, is going to fold a lot of the time. Yeah, okay. You just have the nuts. You just literally probably has pocket kings. There's never a bluff coming out of that guy, and he is not going to do that with ace king either, like we just saw. So that's unfortunate. That was an unfortunate little misclick there. Raise the kings. So for you guys just joining, we will be right back. I'm just taking a quick little break here. Um, and I think I call, let him shove turn. If we lose to the sets, that's kind of been our day. And if he has like the flush draw and stuff, we can just happily be in a great spot, or crushed. But that's a pretty good spot. All in on the turn. We dodged it on the turn. So runs it twice. That's good. We just need to dodge the ace and the club 2 times. That's not a good start. Take the chop, I guess, but it'd be nice to win some hands here. I won't lie. Fold the 8-4. Now, if we do end up taking a break and we don't come back before the timers, we will be back. All that means is that the little guy woke up. He's out cold right now, so I imagine we'll have quite a bit of grinding left. But sometimes they just wake up, and yeah, but see how that plays out. For now, we're still grinding away. What happened here? Did we really raise and then check that flop? Oh, that's so bad. All right, we're gonna double barrel here, just try to get him off of everything, but that's like 100% C bet, so don't get distracted and check on that spot right there. Oh my God, we're still sinking in this chair. She's broken. Okay, and then we're gonna ISO the king seven suited as well. I know we said we're not checking results, but maybe we'll check results when we get back. We'll see how everything's going on this run. Um, you know, it's been a long grind to get back. Like we just went on such an insane downswing there. Like running this challenge, we ran up from 25 to 10.5K in like 40 days, and then we just plummeted like half of that back. Um, Took forever to do it, and then we are ticking back up again, but it's been a grind, that's for sure. Dealer small one. Bling bling. Okay, got one more hand on this table, uh, and then we'll be potentially right back. The little fella's starting to move, and he's up. Okay, so we're gonna take a longer break than potentially planned. We do plan to come back, um, so make sure you do stick around or keep an eye out. So when we are back, until then, see you soon. All right. No, this one. I think that's good. And okay. All right, we're back. Got two tables up right now, so we'll have to gotta get this out of here. Gets and or the stream gets blocked or something. Um, righty then. We'll just defend the ace nine. Definitely get three bet there, fine. But perfectly happy to just call as well. It's gonna be a little bit better for our range-ish. We do actually three bet like six sevens and seven eights and eight nine suited and all those types of hands quite often. Um, but that's fine. Okay, we do bet. He does call. We're gonna double barrel on this board, and then I might end up shutting down river. Goes for the check raise. We'll let that go. Yeah, so seems like he's kind of spewy actually. Like in a few different ways. Less so when it comes to three bets though. Ouch. Yeah. So I'm just trying to reorganize the stream here a little bit so I can see everything. That's better, I think. Okay, fold king five, and we're just gonna overbet here. Villains like flop gets checked back. We overbet turn, they fold a ton. The only actual flop that seems to get called on with this overbet is like the ace high flop. Um, so oh, was it streaming it? I guess it would have been streaming it. All right, so we should be back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, make sure we're still muted on here. Oh, I hope I was muted before. Um, if not, we're back now. And just trying to get some tables up and running. Wait on this table. Nothing special on that table. All right, we're kind of lagging out for a minute. I'm hoping that will stop, but we'll kind of play it by ear, I guess. Check here. Check here. Okay, we'll fold the ace deuce suited. And the queen six off. Yeah, so as we get more tables up, we'll try to keep this stream going for a little bit longer. I do wish I started it earlier, but I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and upgrade this laptop. I think it is a gaming laptop. I did just upgrade the RAM, but the stream is still really laggy on it for some reason. Haven't really figured out what to, really do about that yet, but we'll try to figure that out. Okay, and we'll check the ace five. All right, D. And we'll blast into him here. And we'll try this table out. We might as well while we're waiting for the rest of them to show up. He does call, so he pinged the jack. We're just done with the hand. Odds of him folding that jack are pretty low. Queens. Okay. Makes sense. Fold 6-4 off. Hoping I don't come back and just run bad here. And we are going to ISO the pocket eights. So it will be nice to get out of this NL50 sort of annoying little grind we kind of got going on, but um, check out some of the NL100 tables. This actually looks like a really good NL100 table. Not sure how much longer we're going to be on the stream, but we'll play it by ear. And we'll raise the ace king off. Fold 8-4. Maybe we should try to get some. I wouldn't mind some fucking tunes here. Okay. Well, PT Transporter. What do we have here? Definitely place heads up. Very check fully on flop. Docs pot on river with nuts. 11% 3-bet. Really big here. 19% pre-flop. 10 to steal. I think we just whatever. You could call folding's just too tight when you block aces and kings. So I think the don. I think shoving's the best case here. He could fold ace queen, or he could fold ace king. He could fold tens and jacks. Those are pretty good outcomes for us, realistically. Uh, so I think when we run into those spots, it's tough. Like this field in Ontario is like bonkers nitty, to the point where you like almost have to consider folding ace king to a 4-bet. Or not fold it, or just not 3-betting it in position, which is a terrible idea. Um, but uh, the point is, it's just like it's a really, 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 really weak field. So, but anyway, oh, we got stuck there. I was gonna say we'll leave this table, but we'll play 3 more hands. We'll play a we'll play around to our blinds, and then we'll dip out of probably this table. Um, just because I think it's kind of our nittiest table we got going on right now. The games are shockingly not great for a Saturday night. Um, it is early-ish, like the drunks aren't out yet, or home yet, almost, I should say. We will fold to that 16 4x 3-bet. We will defend the king 9, 2.5. It's a bit close, but I think we still call even in that spot. We do check here. This guy's pretty nitty, but he's not going to fold like kings, queens, eights, nines, tens on like on the turn at all. And I think we can just fold the king high here. Um, I don't think calling for the 3 outs is okay. I think it's too loose, even against 33%. I think it's still too loose. King 7 suited raise, fold the jack deuce. What's going on here? Ah. All right, so we're gonna leave. Yeah, we're just gonna dip this table. All right, we've got too many tables open for the stream here. This is interesting. What did we do? What did we do? Nothing good. Calling 7-8 suited against the 3. Cold calling 7-8 suited against the 3-bet is not a good play. Okay, and we're gonna blast here with queen. Oh my god. Ah. We're dropping all the chips, team. And we'll just green out that one so we know. Definitely calling here though. Backdoor spades, open-ended straight draw with the ace high board. We could potential to make some money here. That's an interesting turn card. I don't think we want to raise necessarily yet. But we definitely want to call. We're gonna dip. Shit. We definitely want to value bet river. Maybe we go a bit bigger. It does become gross if he shoves. Because I don't really know if he would have any bluffs here. And like his timing on the turn really felt like he wanted to bet. Nice. Um, Total misclick pre-flop actually turned into a winning hand. So that's always it's always nice when it goes the other way. Okay. All right. Yeah, here we're just gonna see bet. Actually, we can probably go smaller given this board. We don't need to get crazy here. Jolly Ollie is a great spot to just jam ace king into him. He's been three betting us like crazy from our button and cutoff opens. So pretty happy to jam this in. I assume he thinks we overfold to three bets, which we 100% we 100% do until we realize or like until we know the villain is actually willing to three bet. Wow, ace is king. Be cool to get a bad beat jackpot on stream, even to be like table shared on it would be cool. Okay, we do raise the ace five from the button. Only one watching it. Yeah, the whole be right back thing is not going to help much. All right, he four bets us. We definitely are calling here given his sizing. Well, money's going in. If he C bets, I'm just going to jam. Okay. Um, I wonder if there's an argument for checking back here. I think probably not. I think we just go with sizing that he knows we're not folding with. I'm just gonna shove actually. I think I like shove here. Puts him in a gross spot when he just has like ace high or like pocket tens. Um, but he does have ace king with the ace of spades. So um interesting. And he only runs it once. Well, I'm fine with that. We're flipping basically. Surprised he would actually check there. Ah, man. Can we get there one motherfucking time? Um, Good lord. All right, we're gonna throw one of these out. Should I have this guy tagged a nit? No, not really. He did four bet the ace king. We are running relatively cold though, but yeah, it's a nice hand. I think that's fine. I think there could potentially be an argument to just check back flop, but I think when there's 30 something bigs in there and they check to us, uh, the times where he has queens, kings, tens, and is in a really gross spot, um, I think we're just putting our spells in a great spot. Because when he does have like aces or ace king or something like that, we're just flipping essentially. Um, so it's even money to get it in, give or take uh, a little bit. But I think in reality he probably just check folds most of the time there. I don't really think on that unless he knows I'm like aggressive and I'm gonna bet a ton. I don't think checking is good there with ace king because there's a lot of like gut shots and like backdoor flush draws and stuff that he's giving a ton of free equity to. Um, and I think most villains are maybe not betting there. I'm not actually sure. I feel like Obviously, with how much equity we have, like betting and getting it in is not going to be like bad. Uh, but I wonder if maybe like bet shove turn is a better line than just like jamming there. But I think jamming puts him in a pretty like gross spot. Hmm. I don't know. We can check that one later. We will rate the king three suited. We will be check calling the 7-5. Uh, he checks back. I am going to overbet here. You're just going to fold too often not to. And we are going to call the king three suited. We have some backdoors and an overcard. Okay, and I'm going to stab at this. I think probably just has like ace X a lot of the time. It does call though. We do lose. We have 9-4 offsuit. Okay, guess that's good to know. So he's going 3.5 from the small blind. It's a little big, a little unnecessary. Could be going bigger if he's expecting villains to just be like calling too wide and not actually like betting enough. Um, I'm going to check back with the jacks. Can we not? We do turn the nut flush draw. He does barrel pretty big, but we do have to call again. We are going to check back the jacks again. And we are going to call one bet with pocket jacks. This is one of those sessions. I don't think we're going to have much potential to turn it around when we're getting three outed everywhere and bricking everything else. It's going to be, I think, uh, pretty difficult. I think we just, I, well, with Fletcher out there, I think we'll go a bit bigger. So the biggest nit at the table, three bets is honestly, I'm just folding king queen suited. I don't care what people say. All right, we do need to drop off a couple tables though, and we're gonna blast again here. Uh, I think, well, we're deep here. Okay, money's all in. We call. Wow, that has significantly more outs than I would like to see. Be nice to hold here. It's a good start. Fuck, man. Fuck. Fuck. We cannot fucking win a hand. Good lord. Ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna go half pot here. We break the ace king. I think we have to call against him. His range is just like fucking ace nine. Literally everything though is what his range is. We're gonna go half pot again here. And we're gonna lose to a better jack. Alright, I think I'm just fucking tilting now. It's just fucking annoying, man. Good lord. Put it up, chop it up. 9 ball, 8 ball, queen ball. Fuck you, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen. Ha! So good. Sometimes it's good to suck. Sometimes it's just better to run good. Let's give him a nice hand. We had to get one there. All those chops, all those run bads, all that jazz. Like we had to bank one at some point. All right, we three bet. He calls. We check flop. He bet. Call. We check turn. He bets. Call. And we check river. He snap checks back. Nice. We got the kicker this time. Okay, so that table's died off a bit. That's good. I'd like to get the stream down to 6 tables here. It's a little bit. Oh, Lily sits down. We don't know this person. I don't remember, I should say, this person. But they are fish tagged. So we're gonna hang out with the 8 tables for a minute or two. 6-9 king, two clubs, and relatively connected. We are gonna go big when we do bet here. And here, oop, misclick. Big misclick there. Okay, she instantly is just smashing the button. We're gonna bet again. Um, King Queen's pretty much, his best hand, I would say. This is interesting. I'm gonna check here and just see if I can get some rivers. But yeah, like pocket queens, he doesn't have pocket sixes, pocket nines. He doesn't really have any of those. He has some like 7-8. He has some 10 jacks probably too. Um, we do call here for one bet from Jamaica. Um, I think we probably just check the ace king to be honest. We lose to king queen. We do beat king 10. We do beat. I think we have to bet, even if it's just like half pot to try to get called from worst king. Yes, we lose to king queen, but we beat king 10. We beat um king jack, king 10, king 8, king like all these like suited kings and stuff, right? I think ace king off just calling is correct against the big blind three bet. King ace king offsuit, sorry. Definitely against small blind, it's correct. I'm not 100% against a big blind three bet. Um, yeah. I think pretty happily to just call down here. He's not gonna have too many tens in that three bet range. We beat king queen, we beat king jack. He should be slowing down here though, which is a little bit suspect. But we're just probably have to call off. Our hand's pretty under repped. It's just I have a lot of 10x, so if he does keep blasting, it's kind of like, maybe he does have like just 10 jack, but I think we have to call off and just lose to 10x. Yeah, you fucking idiots, man. Like you fucking suck, bro. Fuck's sakes. Ugh, it's so tilting, man. Like fuck me. This stupid little donkey bitch. Well, that's good for the stream. Fuck me. Well, let's pull her up because now I'm just tilted and I don't care. But it is fucking annoying, man. I'm sick of this shit. Like, we gotta stop calling like that. You know what I mean? Like, he just has somehow they always just have it, is what it comes down to. That's where we're at right now. We are going to defend the fives. We are going to check fold them. I'm actually going to leave this NL100 table because I'm a little bit too tilted to be willing to play it. Um, so I think I just want to get off of it. We're going to fold there. But yeah, I think we're probably even until that hand. Until that hand hit, I would imagine. Yeah, they're pretty close, down 100. I mean, we're not like terribly down, but we're going to be getting destroyed by rake back today. We do call here. Fold the 9-6. I'm just going to get off this table because I'm too tilted to play it. So I don't know much about this guy. He seems like he actually seems decent enough. We have to call here to Daytona, who's just like spewing hands. It's just been a lot of like second best hands and or uh, chops. Like here we were up 50 break even, and then that was the big drop right here, I guess. But we were kind of sitting right around, what, yeah, negative 100, whatever. We do call here. We're going to be folding though. Like we should just fold flop, honestly, to that full size pot bet. Um, does check. So, um, when he checks here, it's going to be like he's going to have jacks and queens, I would say, like 100% of the time. But if they're going full pot, like we just want to fold. We don't want to be involved in that. Okay, fold 6-3. Fold the 9 deuce. Are we really losing again here? Hey, hey, hey. Just tank shoves. Ace jack. Ace 3. Perfect. Perfect. Well, the tilt's in hot. Good job. Like, fucking Christ almighty. The amount we like, how bad we run on like the fucking weekend is insane. We cannot turn a winning session on the weekends. Like, look at this. Why did I even come back? I should have just stayed away. I just lost $200 in like 30 fucking seconds to sets and fucking ace 10 versus ace king and ace 3 versus ace king. Jesus Christ. The mental game's a big thing though. So tilting off doesn't really help. It's more tilting when you know. Like me calling this turn's terrible. Like as soon as he raises there, we just know we're beat. We should just throw our hand away instantly. There's absolutely no world where like a fish is bluffing there ever. And they're not value betting ace queen. If they're not value betting ace queen, you need to just fold and get out of the hand and move on. So like paying these guys off is just not good. And for the random guy who tries to take advantage of that and like, you know, what do you do, right? You just let it go. It's not worth it. But like, yeah, 200 big. I almost left this table too. Man, I'm so tilted now. Like, what do we like? Ace king versus ace 10. Fucking bet shove. Like, just fold your goddamn hand. Ace king gets raised on turn. Fold your fucking hand. Like, if he calls pre, calls flop, and then is blasting turn, you just fold your hand. It's actually like really annoying to be like when you call off knowing you're crushed. All right, fold the 6-5 off. Um, this guy's actually nittier, I think, like nittier than we thought he was. But I do want to start kind of attacking him. But yeah, it's been a cold session. We were like earlier today, we're down 170. We came all the way back up to plus 60 and then all the way back down to 200 right here over the last 20 minutes. It's nice when it goes the other way. And we're going to fold king deuce and fold here, check here. But yeah, I think probably end the stream sooner or later just because I'm getting tilted from these hands. Raise the jack eight suited, fold the 9 deuce, fold the 3 deuce off. 9-3. We're going to give him one of these. And we're just going to get out of the hand. Jack 10 versus nines. Okay, we just attack here. And we're going to be shoving turns. It does call. That's good. Get it in here. Hopefully we don't lose to like king 7. But yeah, the tilt's been a little bit detrimental to the game, I think. But like, I mean, we crush, and then we just like lost every big hand. And then we were going up, won a hand, then lost again, going up again. Kind of cooler, lost a big hand, ran good, then lost a massive hand, lost again, lost again. Um, so yeah, little bit tilting. Nice to get a quick bounce back here though. It's full stacks with the 10, full stacks with the king, and this is where this, plays out. EV leveled out a bit though, 50 behind. Just kind of a shitty end to the session, that's all. Alrighty. Just gonna call against this villain. Doesn't 3-bet really wide enough. Not so much that he doesn't necessarily 3-bet wide enough, but they're never like bluff shoving. So I think potentially better just to call with the tens and go post flop. He bet 16. We're gonna call. Queen rolls off. If he blasts again, we just fold because he's not bluffing. They're never bluffing ever, especially small blind 3-bet pot. I call flop. Queen on the turn. If he bets again, it's king, queen, ace, queen, pocket kings, pocket aces, and pocket queens, like 100% of the time. Jackson unders check, tries to get showdown, that kind of stuff. Once he checks here, it's jacks, nines, eights, maybe ace, king some portion of the time, uh, that kind of stuff. And if he shoves here, then again, we just fold. It's probably like a slow played trap with pocket queens, um, something along those lines. It can even be like aces and kings that are scared of me having pocket queens with how nitty some of these guys are. Um, yeah, so when he shoves here, we're just like done. We're gonna throw one of these out there and we're gonna fold. There's again, it's just they're not bluffing here in a million years. I bet you like 1 in 20 times he would show up with like ace king with the ace of diamonds or something. It's not right. Okay, you're gonna 3-bet the king 8 suited, check here, and we're gonna raise the sevens. Yeah, see this 3% 3-bet? That means he's never gonna be bluffing. You know what I mean? Like when the aggressive line stats are super tight, then like the villains very rarely are willing to bluff. So I think a few, events where they do bluff, it's kind of whatever. Um, like even this, I think we probably should just be folding here to a 3% 3-bet. Like I don't think he ever bluffs here either, which means his range is going to be really, really strong. So like bluff 4-betting is just not going to be an ideal like situation against him. I'm pretty happy if we get a chance to show the sevens down. King nine off is just a fold. All right, well that was a pretty tilting 30 seconds there. And we will let that go. Fold the ace five. Reminds me I better keep that up just in case. Still sleep. All right, pocket jacks. We'll bump that up. Yeah, so it's been a frustrating session here. It was going pretty good. We were coming out kind of loop de loop here, and then I don't know, we couldn't really anything together. And then we just had a few big spots here where three bet pots, top pair, top kicker, and it just didn't really go our way. Both of these stacks are from us, by the way. Ace King versus Ace 10 and Ace King versus Ace 3, three bet pots and flopping top pair, top kicker on both scenarios. I should actually note that he did like three bet Ace 10 suited in big blind versus GG open. Now he left. Now the fish is gone from this table. It is sort of the thing. I mean, you can just play so tight at these tables and just wait for your hands, um, which is fine for beating NL50. But I think if you want to move up, you should probably just be trying play properly and not necessarily just trying to beat NL50 because it's a pretty beatable game. Like this is a bad session, but overall, since July 1st, we're beating NL50 for like 15, 16 BBs per 100. So relatively speaking, pretty good. And when you donk leads into four people, we'll just let it go. And when he's willing to bet that big on a three flush board and four ways to a straight, I think our top two, or not top two, but two pair, strong two pair, probably not there. We do overfold to the fish when they are showing like strong aggression, which we did not do in these two spots where we got stacked in both of them and should have because it would have saved us a small fortune. This guy goes 3.5 at a small blind every time. So like he's super nitty. Fits some hands here, but like he's super nitty-ish. He's got pretty standard stats realistically. A little tight on the three bet, but overall pretty decent stats. And here we're just gonna go half pot shove. We do that when we're bluffing, so we're gonna do that when we have a strong hand. Okay, fold king deuce, fold here, fold here, fold here, fold here, check here. We do get four bets. We can call the ace queen. Utterly, totally brick again. Gonna click it into him here. Show him the bluff. Give him the old good luck. Raise the king queen suited. Oh man, wouldn't this be a great spot to have like ace queen versus ace 10? We just like bink it heads up. Oh man, that was a tilting run of hands there. Wow, that was a very tilting run of hands. Which I'm not super happy about. I'm trying to avoid this tilt or play to a point where I'm not tilting off like that. But these days are frustrating where you play 3,000 hands and you're just like can't win a big hand or not very many of them. Um, or you just put in good work, you know. But I mean, it's part of poker. This is why we don't look at stats. You know what I mean? Like, if you do not look, you do not care. Um, you know, with like 300 hands ago, we were, EV was up a buy-in, and now we're down four. Um, and it's affecting how we're playing currently. So just a lot of the time, it's just better to avoid that situation altogether. Do not look, and just be happy at like the end of the week to check it out and kind of go from there. Okay, fold here, fold here. Okay, we'll fold seven deuce. Yeah, honestly, that's probably one of the biggest things that can separate the, you know what I mean, the big winning players is avoiding that little bit of rage tilt that we just had 10 minutes ago. 'Cause those situations just come up, you know what I mean? It was a little bit more tilting for me because I knew I should have folded in both scenarios, but we just called off anyways. Uh, so that's pretty tilting. I honestly like knowing you should fold and calling is like one, it's stupid, but everybody does it, but it's extremely tilting. When you follow the hand and you make a read and you're wrong, the tilt is non-existent. Um, so I think really a lot of it for me kind of comes down to not like trusting myself, which is sometimes why I like mass tabling, because I think my instincts are usually pretty close to bang on. Like when I feel like I should call, I should call. When I feel like I should fold, I should fold. And a lot of the time, it's been correct. So when we mass table, it's just straight instinct, right? There's no overthinking it. Um, but you can't make proper decisions when you're doing that, and you're not going to get any better. So it really is pretty key to fuck off. Um, play like less tables, actually hand read. Like I feel like I've stopped hand reading almost altogether uh, in these games. You know what I mean? Whether it's just like getting lazy and autopiloting or kind of what it is. So you got to try to adjust a few things, kind of try to get ourselves back on track. Um, and just kind of play each, individual hand. We're just gonna call the ace king against this guy. I think betting doesn't feel great, or four betting doesn't feel great. So we flop top pair and the nut flush draw. We're just calling down here. We're not gonna be folding. And we ISO raise. Did we see bet flop? Yeah, bet flop. He calls. We are gonna double barrel when we pick up the gut shot. He bets big again. We call. I don't really, and we're gonna block bet down the ace. I don't really know what hand he has here. This 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 I'm calling. Uh, because we have the ace of clubs, it's less likely, we do have to call this king queen, ace jack, nice. Yeah, just when you have everything blocked, that's like actually going to be value betting that big. It will end up being a bluff a lot of the time. We'll defend the king three suited, and we're just gonna bet half pot here. He calls, and we just go big now. Calls. All right. Well, if he likes to bluff, I'm just gonna give him a chance to snap checks back. It's too bad. I think we just fold the king. Okay, king jack off. We'll defend there. I think the check here's fine. Honestly, we just destroy the board with the boat. Um, so we want to give him a chance to bluff. If he has a three, the money goes in. If he has a nine, he probably bets. If he has like 10-7 or 5-7, he probably is going to bet no matter what. If he has an overpair, he's going to bet no matter what. And then when he has all of his bluffs, we can get paid. So I think checking's good. I think betting's bad. And I think we check here too. If he has a 10, he's going to bet, and then we can have a better chance to get all the money. Yeah. Wow. Checks back to eight. Jesus Christ. We cannot get paid here. I still think that's the best call. You would expect a 10 and an 8 to bet. Fold here, fold here, fold here. Okay, raise the queen four suited. Ace queen, definitely three betting here. Jolly Raleigh. Jolly Raleigh. Looks like he's leaving the tables. We'll bump up the ace four. Wow, interesting. I don't know how spewy this guy is, so I think I'm gonna let the ace queen go, but I'm not like super excited about it being a 47% VPIP and stuff. This guy's got tens. Ace, what the fuck is happening? This is how tight people are. Calls ace king. Like, what in the fiddlers? And he spikes it. Just nuts, man. 10 ball. Nice. Old. Good. Right? Deuce 3-7. Flop ace jack suited. Three bet pot. Can bet, can check. I think we'll check this time. We've shown a few bluffs to this guy. I feel like he's probably going to want to try to attack. Checks back. We are going to fold the eights here to the cold, to the three bet. We're not going to cold call pocket eights. And we're going to pretty happily check down ace jack suited here if he lets us. He's going to win a lot of the time with like pocket fours, like that type of hand. Again, we're going to win some portion of the time with ace jack when he has, yeah, like king queen, ace 10, jack 10, like those types of hands. So he bets flop here. Guy's 60 VPIP. We're just calling flop, check back turn. Um, Raise king 10 off. Full jack deuce suited. Interesting. Ah, and we're gonna three bet the ace nine suited. I'm back. Did not mean to cash out there. I was folding here with the kings, I think, anyways. Um, when the 10 rolls out on the turn, he checks back. We have lots of 10x. He has lots of 10x, 8x, ace x. Whoa. He manages to pick up a hand. I'd love to see a bluff out of it one time. He does lead here. It's pretty, he should be leading here. Interesting. I'm just gonna jam. I think once he checks turn, we just have the best hand pretty much always. So I want to jam when he folded the 8. That's interesting. I wouldn't expect a 60 VPIP, 70 VPIP villain to fold like top pair when he leads out like that very often. Let's see if we've turned this up or down here. Probably pretty close to break even. Yeah, haven't gained much ground. Ground, but not much. Fold here, fold jack 4. Just not winning enough of the small pots. Fold the 7-3 suited. Fold the 5-4. Gets 40 VPIP. We're just going to jam here if we get the chance. Actually, I'm going to jam even if Dream Town Cohen calls. I'm still jamming. Like, if he's playing 70% of hands, like, we just jam here. His range is so wide that there's nothing really else to do but jam. Yeah, and we're 60-40 favorite, so happy to get it in. Uh, happy to lose, potentially. Still happy to get it in. Just got to spike a heart one time. Nice. Nice to get there, team. Nice to get there. Okay. And we are three betting to 7, 10-9 suited. We will defend the 8-5 off as well. And we'll happily show down the 8. Yep. When the guys are playing this, like it's difficult to fold much when his range is that wide. 60 VPIP. He's got a million different hands. Camera freeze. Fold to 10-9, 7 deuce. And again, mostly just a 4-bet hand or fold. King, queen off. We bowed up with the queen. This guy's fucking pissing me off. Like we have to call the boat. Can we not loot every motherfucking hand that we motherfucking play? The answer is no. Okay. So he does like to 3-bet. He's probably shoving like the ace-5, ace-4 suited and stuff like that. So we can start like jamming into him and we could start um, like 4-bet jamming instead of like just raising. We can also start calling more with like kings, queens, aces, that kind of stuff. And we are going to fold just a bare jack 10. We don't have enough equity here. But Okay. Back down to -2. Perfect. We obviously are calling here. And we're going to bet again. Range ace jack suited. Fold here. Check. Fold. ISO. Fold. Let's see versus villain. I feel like this Jolly Ollie guy's probably gotten the best out of us a couple times here. Just running hot, which hasn't helped. Yeah, down a buy-in and a half to that guy. Well, we're definitely not playing very well tonight, right now, especially. Okay, raise the ace king. I'm actually surprised at how like not great the tables are. Um, Holy fuck, hit a hand. There's not a lot of point. I think we should probably. I'm staying at this table because I'm annoyed and I want to stack this Jolly Ollie guy, but the table's kind of shitty. So we really should chill out on that and look for uh, like a better table to be at. It's harder to play against some of the aggressive guys when the entire pool is not aggressive. It's very hard to convince yourself that they're actually being aggressive and not just like on a bit of a heater um, against you. Well, the money's going in here. We have middle pair and we're open-ended. Um, Fold here. So yeah, we're just gonna put this guy in, right? Um, we're in a good spot against pretty much everything. So I think we just stick it in. It sucks when he shows up with like pocket sixes, but like anything that's like 9x, pocket tens, flush draws, like we're ahead of and or in great shape. So we're ahead uh, right now. And we're gonna check raise Jolly Ollie. So what are we dodging here? An ace, a queen, or a heart is what we're hoping to fade. One time. Perfect. I'm gonna go 16 here, and then I'm gonna look to like shove rivers. Like overbet shove is make it look like a bluff there, is what we're trying to do. Interesting that he folds to that bet after calling flop. That's a nice little win there, though. A little win there, a little win here. Kind of put things in the right direction potentially. Hold the 8-3. Right, let's see where we're at. See, this is drives me nuts. We got to go back to like not checking results. That was a good result. We got back to -100. That was a big pickup there. To try to grind out of this hole. Hold the 9-4. Check here, fold the 10-7. We are in the lineup for a couple better tables. Try to dip onto those. I think I'm going to value bet 9 now. Maybe a little hopeful there, but I think ace X calls often enough to make it worthwhile. I don't know what he would really. I wonder what he has that folds to this turn sizing. Maybe a float, hoping we check and he's just going to bluff shove. I contemplated checking in that spot for that exact reason. That maybe he was like, quote, out to get us or something. Um, Fold here, fold here, fold here. Jolly Ollie. We have to four bet him. Nothing else to do. Okay, raise the nines. All right, we're gonna go small, go small, go small, or go small, shove. What is happening? There's no way he's caught up to my streams that like my streams definitely got more of a delay than that. We will call the nines here. I think MDR is gonna call a ton of the time when we just float in with the nines. It's very confusing for him folding like to all these bet sizes. Check the queen eight, fold the jack three, fold here, fold the jack five suited. We can let the king jack go, fold the 10-4, check here, fold here. I'm going to value bet the ace jack, calls. I think so. He doesn't three bet pre. He doesn't have ace king, ace queen. Could have four sevens. Those are probably his best hands. He's gonna have a lot of like worse ace X, and he's gonna have a lot of like 5-6. Um, so if he calls turn, like the only hand we pretty much lose to when he calls turn is gonna be ace queen. I think most villains are check raising. There are two pairs and sets on turn. Okay, we three bet the ace jack. Jolly Ollie. We're gonna three he opens. Okay, he checks. We will raise it up. Okay. Leading out on the ace is weird. Probably not a bluff when he does that. I have too many ace X in my range. Fold the 9-7. And a bubble with the Jack-10 suited. Fold the 9-7. What happened here? We 3-bet him. Flop goes check, check. Turn. I think we just check back turn. That's a really good river card. I'm gonna bluff raise here. Seriously, 2x pot. Full pot on the jack. I think I call. Yeah. Oh my God, straight. Fuck off, man. All right, we gotta stop calling these fish with full pot bets. You just know you're beat somehow. Whether it's a six that they check, 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 whether it's a queen that they're overplaying, or 9-10. One way or the other, you're beat. Fold your hand. Fold here, fold the 10-7 off. Fold, raise the jack-9. Definitely gonna bet here with the ace of hearts. We block ace king, we block king queen. Um, Pick up a gutter here. We're gonna blast again. God, you fucking like you suck. Jesus Christ, what do you have? Like king six? Are you fucked? Cannon Seiler, Cannon Seiler. He asked for a website. This is it's GG Poker Ontario. Uh, so it's a fenced pool. The GG Poker or WSOP, whatever it is. Or GG Poker bought WSOP, so I think it is like full blown ggpoker.ca now because it used to be WSOP with a GG skin, and then GG bought out the WSOP, so now they own this site as well. If any of you guys are studying poker, looking to improve, I do have a promo code in the description for hand to note. Saves you 10%. It is significantly better than Hold a Manager, but it is a little bit more money. So it kind of depends where you would rate that, where you are at your poker, what level you are, that kind of stuff. And again, here for 35 bigs, when somebody's opening 70%, ace 10 is just destroying their range. So we just want to jam it in there. All right, and get this back open here. Fold this. Okay, we'll raise the ace 7. Raise the jacks. Fold 5-4, fold 4-3 off. If you guys are just joining and or are new to the channel here, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Um, really trying to grow the channel, increase sort of the interest. Working on improving the stream sooner than later. Kind of just rolling with it for now. Um, with jacks against the small blind 3-bet, we just call here almost always. We are going to call again with second pair top kicker. Okay, checks around. We're going to go half pot here for value. If it goes check shove, okay. We're in a really good spot now. A Lion King 93 is just going to have like pocket tens, ace king, uh, vast majority of the time. Sometimes maybe like 7-8. That's not a great card. 8-9, 6-7, like suited hands like that. But generally speaking, we're just going to have a really, really um, significant like nutted advantage here. Like he's not going to cold call a 3-bet with like sixes or eights very often. And we're going to 3-bet here. So we just want to keep going for value for the times he has like 8, 9, 5, 6, tens, ace 8 suited, something weird like that. And if he shoves turn there, it's just going to be a set because villains are not like bluff shoving combo draws often enough. And if Jolly Ollie shoves here, we are going to fold our tens just because I don't think he's ever bluffing um, three ways. He could be significantly better maybe than I'm giving him credit for. Um, but if you were on the stream 5, 6 minutes ago, you would have seen like 6 or 7 hands where he like it was like a 40 big blind pot and he folded to a 6 big blind bet on the flop. Like in 4 bet pots and stuff. So I think definitely willing to make moves pre-flop. We've seen that. Like when I 4 bet, he's been 5 bet shoving like quite a bit. Um, so I think it's tough call on what I would want to do there to kind of try to exploit that if we do think he's 4 betting. Um, maybe a bit lighter than he should be. We can keep 4 betting. Um, but if he's not willing to bluff 4 bet, then we want to be calling those like queens, kings, aces pretty much every time. And what are we up against here? 10-8. We're running it twice, I think. Okay. Ace or king, no 10, no 8. Ace is good. Dodge the. What are we dodging? A 9 ball. Um, I think we fold. Oh, shit. I think we fold now to that double barrel when the 9 comes in. And we're going to raise the ace 9 suited. Definitely defend here with the jack 9. Call the jack 3 hearts. Again, we're definitely calling here. Um, Open-ended with bottom pair. So we're beating a bunch of his range. Once he checks, it's tempting to shove to get like a 10x to fold, but I think we just have such a strong hand here that we can just happily show down. And we're going to be beating a significant amount of his range there. If you guys are just joining the stream, we are trying to run 2,500 up to 100K. We're on day 140. We are coming out of a huge break-even sort of downswing, a rake downswing, if you want to call it that. The first 45 days of the challenge, we took 2,500 and ran it up to 10,500. Um, since then, this is just a rip here. Small blind, big blind. Since then, like basically, yeah, the last 100 days, 2.5 months, whatever it's been, we have been on a downswing. From pretty much, I think it was May 17th is when it started. Like that was our first big loss. Um, was around May 17th, and then July 1st we kind of turned things around. Because we went from 10-5 down to like 54 or 53 or 100 or something like that. And now we're back to 76-ish 100 uh, and slowly kind of creeping back up. So beating the NL 50 games for about 16, 15, 14, 15, 16 BBs per 100. Not a huge sample, but that's from July on. But it's I think on average we're like 15 BBs per 100 for NL 50 over like 200 and 200 300,000 hands. So it's a pretty accurate win rate. That is pre-rake back or pre-rake and pre-rake back because the rake is massive, right? Like like on GG Poker, the NL 50 rake is like 12 big blinds per 100 or something like that, 12, 13 BBs plus the bad beat jackpot. So I think you're like 13 with the bad beat jackpot BBs per 100. So, we're beating the game, beating the rake for like 2 big blinds per 100. Um, and then you add your rake back, which we have a 60% rake back, uh, and then plus a bit of the leaderboard. So our true win rate between paying the rake, collecting our rake back, And leaderboard points is around 9, 10 BBs per 100, um, which I'm happy enough about um, in today's, you know what I mean, games. We do raise 9 deuce, full here. We do 3-bet the ace 5 suited, raise the king jack. Jolly Ollie likes to 4-bet, so I don't really want to burn our hand off here. So I'm gonna just call, I think. Take a flop and we'll go from there. On this board with this hand, we can check shove, we can check raise, we can bet big. All of these are options for us. And I'm going to go pretty small here um, and try to make it look like I'm a bit of afraid of the hard draw. And then I have like maybe a 10 and try to induce him to just rip it. And it did work out, but he does have outs. Just got to dodge a king and a 10. Yeah, happy to run it twice for sure. And he check raises us in position. We are open-ended, so we're going to be calling. And we do fade it both times, so that's good. And we're not getting direct odds to call here, so we're just going to fold with the open-ender. Fold the 8-5. So we've been live for what, just about 3 hours now. So not sure how much longer we're going to be streaming, but we'll try to keep it going for a little bit anyways. Games seem to be getting a little bit better. We want to stay on this table. We're nice and deep. We want to try to collect some big, deep stack poker. Um, A7 off's a little bit light, but we're up against like pretty nitty players, so our range, our opening range is going to be a bit wider. So we did have a bit of a tilty section there not long ago, but we did make a bit of a comeback, so we've kind of leveled ourselves out, which is how it goes, which is why checking your results constantly is absolutely horrendous for your state of mind. So we've been doing good. We've been only checking weekly. I did end up wanting to check on this session, which in the end is going to be turning out to be a mistake, I think, because it did tilt us a little bit. I think we would have made some better decisions had we not done that. And of course, we're calling off here. Wow. Man, we have not been able to like get it in super clean yet. Obviously, calling with every single hand we have to that bet size. Runs it once. We're dodging spades. Ace is good. So the ace of spades is no good. He's dropped an out. So anything but a spade will give us the win here and put us into the green or the black, I guess. Poker. And do I think he has hearts here? No. Am I willing to call with a 3? Not really. Interesting to see what he has here. Queens again. So we are gonna dip on some of these like shitty tables. Let's just here. This one, 2 fish at it's kind of 3 fish at it realistically. We don't have great table position. Um, Fold kick 7, raise the ace 10 off, raise the threes, ace 4 also fold, 6 3 also fold. But yeah, I'm just gonna fold here. Jolly Ollie big, yeah, my dream town 20 bigs. So I think We're going to keep this table open. We're trying to keep 6 tables for the stream. Um, it does seem to flow better. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to lose this table anyways. Queen six suited is not a raise. So I think we're going to dip out on this table, readjust here. Banked it on the river. So close, bro. And let's check and see what we can find here. Let's jump in on this table. And we'll get on the wait list for this table maybe. And it squeezes us to 11. That is a pretty small squeeze. And we are going to call the fives. Fold here, take that down. He's going to be squeezing relatively wide when you get this guy calling. Fold the 10 deuce. So we are getting pretty close to the first sort of layer of monetization. Like I was saying earlier, once we hit that, I want to try to get some similar to like the way Doug Polk was doing his streams. I feel like that can actually stir quite a bit of interest um, in them. So that'll be kind of cool to do, I think. All right, we're gonna overbet here once he checks back this board. He does have some queen nine, queen ten, but when we're this deep, my overbet's gonna look really strong. Um, so we want to kind of take advantage of that. And I think because we're deeper, it's going to force him to just kind of play a little bit more straightforward. We do barrel again here. Could argue maybe checking turn because we have bottom pair. We don't need to blow up the pot. Yeah, we're just going to let that go. It's three offsuit. Raise three suited. Okay. Okay, fold here, fold here. So, anyways, our tables that we are keeping. My dream 10. Yeah, so I'm just going to dip on this table. Yeah, fold here, check here. I'm going to value bet this ace. So it's a hand, it's a card I'm going to bluff on pretty much always as the pre-flop three better. It'd be a really good spot for him to shove here because I pretty much never have a 10. And he can, yeah, okay, good play. He can have Jack Queen, which is probably what he had realistically. I'll float in here with the deuces, maybe sneak a set every once in a while. And we're going to four bet the ace king suited. We're going to go bigger against this guy until we have a reason to believe that he will fold to that. But for right now, I don't. We're flipping. Let's see what we can come up with. No flip. Ace ball in the window. Yeah, nice hand. He wins. If you don't catch it on the flop, you're cooked. We are cooked. Told you. Fold jack 10, fold 4-3. All right, so it's getting late here. We actually got a decent, 6, 7, 8 people watching. It's pretty good for uh, our stream, to be honest. So pretty happy with that. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Hopefully you guys have hit that subscribe and or like button. As we inch closer to kind of that first level of monetization, trying to figure out a way to make the streams a little bit more interesting versus just playing cash games. Tournament streams, you know what I mean? They're slower going, but they have like a natural storyline built into them. So they're definitely kind of uh, more watched than these cash game streams are. So trying to figure out a way to make them a little bit more interesting without having to switch to play tournaments because I just don't have the time for that. Uh, but I think Doug Polk's coming into some good ideas where he's just kind of creating sort of an active experience where, you can buy a super chat, which forces, me to fold certain hands or forces you get to pick a hand that I have to play. Um, or you have to wear something weird until you win a hand with this. You know what I mean? Similar to like the knit game that you see on live broadcasts, right? They have like the knit game, you have the seven deuce game, stuff like that, where we could make it a little bit more active and fun for everybody. Might be kind of cool to kind of spice up the cash game streams. Um, because I think realistically, when you're just kind of grinding out six, seven tables of NL50, it's not that exciting. A little bit different if we can get once we can build the roll up and we get to start playing like if you're playing heads up and stuff, that'll create a bit of a different experience, I think, where you're battling, two, three tables against the same villain. It kind of creates a little bit more of a, hero versus villain kind of storyline, which will be a little bit more exciting to people versus what we got kind of going on now. 200 big blinds, not 200 big blinds, but 130 something big blinds deep. We will definitely be set mining tens here. This is going to be a pretty scary board for him unless he has like pocket queens. Um, we block some jacks, some 10 jacks. We are calling here for sure. Five's a really good like safe card for him. He does check. And we're just gonna be, what do we do here? Let me just look this through raise. Full, full, full. Watch me bluff cold calls. So we're just gonna be attacking jacks and tens here when he cold calls. Uh, and he's gonna have a lot of ace king when he checks turn. If he shoves river, we're gonna fold. He does love those like 2x pot over bets. You just have yet to have a hand to attack those with. So happily showing down the pocket tens here. Did four bet ace four suited. Good to know. I'm gonna check back on the king. Okay. Um, decision time. Do we check back queens or do we go for value? I feel like if I shove, I think it feels nitty to check because he just has so many pocket tens, pocket jacks here. Um, but I'm feeling kind of nitty, and I just got a weird feeling, so I'm gonna check back. Yeah, always tens or jacks there. He just shoves ace king, I think, pre-flop. I don't think he's that nitty or bad to like call pocket ace king pre-flop. So I think shoving there is probably best because it's five ace king or aces or kings. I bet turn, right? And when we get to the river, he's a decent player. So if we get to the river and I shove my queens there, um, again, this is why checking your stats suck because that played into my decision process there. Um, and the fact that we're finally out of the hole, I didn't want to get back right back into it, so I played it safe. Not how you should be playing poker. Um, so, anyways, but point being is he's a decent enough player to know that if I have aces, kings, ace king there, I'm betting, shoving, or whatever on the turn. So when I don't, it looks more like I have queens, jacks, something like that. And theoretically, a lot of the time he's going to think there's no way I'm going to just jam an undercard to the board here on that river. So we're going to get a lot more hero calls with pocket tens and pocket jacks that way. And we probably could have stacked him there. So I think that was a bit of a blunder, if you will. But anyways, um, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Still 8 watching. I kind of feel like I should keep this rolling while we have the momentum. We're trying to get monetized, so we got, you know what I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people watching. It's a little bit harder to shut her down. Um, but it is getting late. It's almost 1 in the morning here. Um, so I am going to shut this down and end it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Go back, watch the whole stream if you're, you know what I mean, if you're still hanging out here. Um, check out our other videos. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, leave some comments, check it all out. We're very close to that level 1 of monetization, and then we're only 1,000 watch hours away from being fully monetized. Um, so yeah, it'd be cool to get to that point. King Queen suited, we do a lot of three betting. We do call some portion of the time, especially against like these villains who like to go bet bet bet. Um, we can call these like ace queen, king jack suited. Very seldomly, but we can do it to kind of keep their weaker hands in, like his king tens, his king jacks, his king fours, his et cetera, all his bluffs um, in the hand, and then we can protect our calling ranges that way a little bit against these guys. So that's basically what we're trying to do here. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna snap that off. Pew pew. Um, and that's why we do it, because this guy's just aggressive. He likes to bet, bet, bet. He thinks we're overfolding, so we can take advantage of that by calling with a strong hand and then just letting him go to town, which will then freeze him up a little bit when we do have, weaker holdings that we're trying to get a showdown with, or that we're trying to see a flop with, or a river with, or whatever. Um, but yeah, anyways, so we are looking to improve the stream, improve the channel. Uh, all the comments help. Any recommendations help. Um, So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys all on the next one.